The space station hung like a silver jewel against the orange gas giant. Captain Lisa Moore stood at the window of the Horizon Dawn, taking a deep breath. This meeting would change human history forever. "Captain, we're cleared to dock," said Ryan Miller from his station. The young communications officer tried to keep his voice steady, but Lisa heard the excitement in it. "Very good, Officer Miller. Chief Clark, is your security team ready?" Daniel Clark nodded, his broad shoulders stiff in his formal uniform. "Yes, Captain. Though I still think 6 guards isn't enough for first contact. We're here as friends, Chief. Too many armed personnel sends the wrong message." Lisa checked her reflection in the dark glass. Her dark hair was pulled back in a neat bun, her blue uniform spotless. She had practiced for this moment her whole career. The Horizon Dawn slid into the docking bay with barely a shudder. Through the airlock windows, Lisa could see the welcoming committee. Her heart beat faster. Real aliens. 7 different species stood in a half circle, their shapes and colors unlike anything on Earth. As the airlock doors opened, Lisa stepped forward with a practiced smile. "On behalf of Earth and all humanity, we come in peace and friendship." The aliens did not smile back. The tallest one, with gray skin and 4 arms, stepped forward. Gold symbols covered its uniform. "I am High Commander Drekthar of the Valorian Fleet," it said through a translator device. Its voice was flat and cold. "You and your crew will come with us." Lisa's smile dropped. "I don't understand. We're here for diplomatic talks." 4 armed guards moved forward, holding weapons Lisa didn't recognize. "You are under protective custody," said Drekthar, "for the safety of the galaxy." Chief Clark stepped forward, hand moving to his sidearm. Lisa stopped him with a small gesture. "There must be a misunderstanding," she said calmly. "We received your invitation for peaceful contact." A smaller alien with blue-green skin and large eyes spoke. "The invitation was to assess the threat level of your species directly. We have watched your planet for many years, Captain Moore." Lisa felt a chill. "Watched us? Why?" "Your world is classified as a death world," said Drekthar. "No intelligent species should be able to evolve in such conditions. Yet here you are." The human crew exchanged confused looks. Earth, a death world. As they were led through the station, Lisa noticed the aliens watching them with a mixture of fear and curiosity. The gravity felt too light, the air too thin. Everything was built for beings smaller and weaker than humans. They arrived at a large room with a viewing screen. Drekthar pressed a button, and images of Earth appeared. Hurricanes tearing through cities, volcanoes erupting, floods washing away homes, soldiers training in deserts and Arctic conditions. "Your planet has temperature ranges that would kill most species," said one alien. "Atmospheric pressure variations that would cause brain damage. Radiation levels that should prevent complex life." "But that's just Earth," said Ryan. "It's our home." The alien stepped back slightly, as if his words were dangerous. "You claim this hell as home?" asked Drekthar. "You choose to live where nature constantly tries to kill you." Lisa realized the problem. Our world shaped us, yes, but we're not dangerous because of it. We're explorers, not conquerors. "The Council will decide your fate," said Drekthar. "Until then, you will remain in contained quarters." As guards led them away, Lisa heard the aliens talking urgently among themselves. "Did you see their muscle density? How can they breathe so easily in our thin air? They call planet-wide disasters weather." Lisa caught Clark's eye. They were in serious trouble. These aliens weren't afraid of human weapons or technology. They were afraid of humans themselves. As the door to their quarters closed behind them, Lisa whispered to her team, "We need a plan. They think we're monsters because we can survive on Earth. We need to show them that our strength can be used for good." Ryan looked out the small window at the stars. "If they're scared of us just standing here, wait until they see what humans do when we're really trying." The quarters given to the humans were plain and small, Lisa paced the room while Daniel Clark tested the door for the 5th time. "It's no use, Captain," he said. "They've locked us in tight." Ryan Miller sat cross-legged on the floor, his eyes closed as he focused on the small communication device hidden in his ear. "Athena is still connected," he said quietly, referring to their ship's eye. "The aliens don't know our tech well enough to block all signals." Lisa sat down next to him. "What's she saying?" "She's been scanning their database. These aliens, most of them come from worlds with perfect weather. No storms, no earthquakes, stable temperatures year-round." Daniel snorted. "Sounds boring." "To us, maybe," said Lisa. "But imagine if you grew up there, then saw videos of Earth with its hurricanes, blizzards, and deserts. We'd seem like creatures from a nightmare world." Ryan's eyes opened wide. "Captain, Athena found something. The alien leaders are having a meeting right now about us. They're debating 3 options." "What options?" asked Lisa. "First, keep all humans trapped in our solar system forever. Second, change our biology to make us safe. Third," Ryan swallowed hard, "eliminate us before we become a threat." A heavy silence fell over the room. Daniel punched the wall, leaving a small dent. "We need to get out of here," he said. "Back to our ship, back to Earth. Warn everyone." Lisa walked to the small window. Outside, alien crew members moved around the station. She noticed something she hadn't before. "Look at them," she said. "See how they move, how they rest every few minutes." Daniel joined her. "They're weak. Even their strongest guards take breaks after standing for an hour." "And the air here," added Ryan. "It's thin for us, but they're breathing heavily just walking around." Lisa felt a plan forming. "They set this station for their comfort, not ours. But what's comfortable for them is easy for us." She gathered her team close. "Here's what we'll do. The station has a day-night cycle. When it's night, most of them will sleep. We'll break out then." "How?" asked Ryan. "The doors are sealed." Lisa smiled. "Daniel, how much can you bench press?" "About 250 pounds. "Why?" "The door weighs less in this gravity. And it's made for beings weaker than humans. I bet you could force it." Daniel examined the door again with new eyes. "You might be right." "Once we're out," Lisa continued, "Ryan will find the environmental controls. We'll turn up the gravity to Earth normal and increase the oxygen. It'll feel good to us." "But knock them flat," finished Daniel with a grin. They spent the next hours preparing, studying the station's cycle through their small window. The aliens changed shifts. Lights dimmed. The station grew quiet. "It's time," whispered Lisa. Daniel positioned himself at the door, bracing his feet against the floor. He pushed, muscles straining. At first nothing happened. Then came a small groan of metal. The door shifted slightly. "Keep going," urged Lisa. With a final heave, Daniel forced the door open enough for them to squeeze through. The corridor outside was dimly lit and empty. "Ryan, find the control room," said Lisa. "Daniel, watch our backs." They moved through the station like shadows. Unlike the noisy aliens, humans knew how to walk silently when needed. Years of playing hide-and-seek as children had taught them well. At a junction, Ryan pointed left. Control room should be that way. As they turned the corner, they came face to face with an alien. It wasn't one they had seen before. Smaller, with purple skin and large, curious eyes. Before they could run or fight, the alien spoke. "I've been hoping to meet you properly," it said in perfect English. "My name is Dr. Neravine, and I think I can help you humans before my colleagues make a terrible mistake." Daniel moved quickly, putting himself between the alien and Lisa. But the alien, Dr. Neravine, raised her hands in a very human gesture of peace. "Please, I am not here to stop you," she said. "I've been studying Earth for years. Your planet is fascinating to me." Lisa stepped forward. "Why are you helping us?" "Because my colleagues are wrong about humans. Follow me. There's something you need to see. Against their better judgment, they followed the small purple alien through a series of quiet corridors. Dr. Naravine moved with quick, light steps, stopping often to check for others. "In here," she said, leading them into a dark room. Lights came on as they entered, revealing walls covered with screens. "This is my research lab." With a wave of her hand, the screens lit up with images of Earth, forests and mountains, oceans and deserts, cities and farms. "Beautiful, isn't it?" said Naravine. "But my people see only danger." She touched a screen, and a new image appeared. A strange alien world with buildings shaped like giant eggs. The sky was a perfect blue with no clouds. "This is Allura, my homeworld," she explained. "No storms, no seasons. Temperature varies only 5 degrees throughout the year. Nothing there will hurt you." "Sounds." Ryan searched for a polite word. "Boring?" Naravine laughed. "It is. That's why I became a xenobiologist. To study worlds like yours." She touched another screen. "But you need to understand why the hegemony fears you. Long ago, another species from a harsh world like Earth entered our society." Her voice grew sad. "They conquered 3 systems before they were stopped. Millions died." Lisa frowned. "We're not conquerors." "I believe you. But my colleagues need convincing. Look at what they've seen." New images filled the screens. Humans climbing Mount Everest in blinding snow. Firefighters running into burning buildings. Divers swimming with sharks. Soldiers crawling through mud under barbed wire. "The hegemony has been watching Earth for decades," said Naravine. "They see these activities and think you're training for war." Ryan pointed at a screen showing children playing soccer in the rain. "That's just a game. To us, it looks like military training for younglings in adverse conditions." Naravine shook her head. "You let your children play in falling water. On most worlds, that would be considered abuse." Daniel laughed for the first time since they'd arrived. "Wait until they see kids making snow angels." Lisa walked slowly around the room, looking at Earth through alien eyes. People swimming in the ocean, hiking in forests, running marathons, camping in the wilderness. "You do all this for fun," said Naravine with wonder in her voice. "You seek out challenging environments when you could stay safe. It's why you're so adaptable." "And why they're afraid of us," Lisa realized. Naravine nodded. "A Valorian soldier trains for 10 years to carry a pack half his weight for 1 hour. Human hikers carry such weights for days through mountains. As a hobby." She touched another screen, showing a classified report. "Their military analysis suggests 1 human soldier equals 5 of theirs in physical capabilities alone. High Commander's Rekthar believes you could conquer the galaxy if you wanted to." Lisa turned to her crew. "We need to change our plan. Running away will only confirm their fears." "What do you suggest?" asked Daniel. "We need to show them who we really are." Lisa turned to Naravine. "Can you get us a meeting with the Hegemony Council?" The alien looked nervous. "It's possible, but..." An alarm suddenly blared throughout the station, cutting her off. Red lights flashed in the corridor outside. "What's happening?" asked Ryan. Naravine checked a data screen, her large eyes growing wider. "A rogue asteroid has collided with the station's outer ring. Multiple systems are failing: life support, gravity controls, radiation shielding." She looked at the humans with new urgency. "My people have no experience with such disasters. We don't know what to do." Lisa straightened her uniform. "Well, Doctor, you're in luck. Dealing with disasters is exactly what humans are good at." The station shook violently. In the corridors, aliens ran in panic, some frozen in fear against the walls. Emergency lights cast an eerie red glow over everything. "Take us to the command center," Lisa told Naravine. Now, as they rushed through the station, gravity began to fail. The aliens flailed helplessly, unused to moving without gravity. But Lisa and her crew had trained for this. "Push off gently with your toes. Daniel instructed Neravine, helping the alien scientist move forward. Use your arms to guide yourself. The command center was chaos. Alien officers floated awkwardly, shouting in different languages. Screens flashed with warning symbols. In the center of it all stood High Commander Zrekthar, trying to maintain order. He spun around when the humans entered. You escaped. Guards. We're not your enemy, Lisa said firmly. We're here to help. Another explosion rocked the station. A piece of ceiling broke loose, floating dangerously toward a group of aliens. Daniel pushed off a wall and caught it before it could hit anyone. Zrekthar stared in shock. How did you? Weightlessness training. Standard for space missions on Earth, Ryan explained as he moved smoothly to a control panel. Your life support systems are failing. I can help stabilize them. Lisa looked around the room. Commander, your people aren't trained for crisis situations, are they? Zrekthar hesitated. Our worlds have been peaceful for generations. Our stations never fail. Well, this one has, Lisa said. We need to work together or people will die. Will you accept our help? Before Zrekthar could answer, a new alarm sounded. Neravine checked a display. Radiation leak in Sector 7. The outer hull was breached. That's where the medical bay is, said an alien officer. There are patients there, but it's too dangerous to reach them now. Daniel turned to Lisa. Captain. She nodded. Go, take emergency gear. Ryan, guide him from here. You can't send him there. Zrekthar protested. The radiation levels are dangerous but survivable for short periods. Lisa finished. Humans work in radiation zones on Earth. Daniel knows the risks. Daniel was already gathering equipment, a mask for breathing, a toolkit. He found them all strangely light and flimsy. Your tools won't blast, warned an alien engineer. Daniel smiled. Then I'll work fast. As Daniel left for the damaged sector, Ryan began working on the life support systems. His fingers flew over the alien controls, surprisingly similar to Earth technology. Your communications are down, he told Zrekthar. I can reroute power from non-essential systems to restore them. Lisa turned to the alien commander. We need to organize your people. Some need to check for structural damage. Others need to help the injured. How do you know what to do? Asked an alien officer in wonder. Disaster response training, Lisa said simply. On Earth, we practice for emergencies regularly. On a screen, they watched Daniel reach the medical bay. Radiation warnings flashed all around him, but he worked steadily, helping injured aliens into emergency pods. He should be in pain, whispered Neravine. The radiation. He is in pain, Lisa said quietly. He's just working through it. Zrekthar watched in silence. Then, slowly, he straightened his uniform. What do you need us to do, Captain Moore? Lisa smiled. First, we need to stabilize the station's orbit. Then repair life support. Then check for casualties. As they worked together, humans teaching aliens how to respond to a crisis. Lisa noticed the fear in the alien's eyes changing to something else. Respect. In the medical bay, Daniel finished evacuating the patients. As he turned to leave, a section of ceiling collapsed. He looked up just in time to see it falling toward a young alien who had been helping him. Without hesitation, Daniel lunged forward, pushing the alien clear and taking the full weight of the debris on himself. On the command center screen, Zrekthar watched this act of self-sacrifice. His four hands tightened into fists. Get a rescue team to Sector 7 immediately, he ordered. We are not losing that human today. 3 days after the asteroid strike, the station had been stabilized. Emergency repairs were complete, though many systems still ran at reduced power. A hegemony military vessel had arrived to evacuate personnel and assess the damage. Daniel sat in the medical bay, his chest wrapped in bandages. The ceiling collapse had broken 3 ribs, but he refused stronger pain medication. I need to stay alert, he told the alien doctor treating him. Lisa entered with Ryan and Neravine. "How are you feeling, Chief?" "Ready for duty, Captain," Daniel said, trying to stand and wincing. "Stay put," Lisa ordered with a smile. "You've done enough heroics for one mission." Neravine approached Daniel shyly. "The young Ellerin you saved, my nephew. He wants to thank you personally when you're better." Daniel nodded. "Tell him he helped save others too. He was brave." The door slid open and High Commander Zrekthar entered. Behind him stood a new alien, taller than the others, with silver skin and a uniform covered in complex symbols. "Captain Moore," said Zrekthar, "this is Admiral Krav of the Sorchan Fleet. He commands our most advanced battleship and has come to oversee the evacuation." Admiral Krav studied the humans with cold eyes. "So these are the Death Worlders. They look unimpressive." Lisa met his gaze without flinching. "Appearances can be deceiving, Admiral." "Indeed." Krav walked around them slowly. "I've reviewed the station logs. Your actions during the crisis were unexpected." "Because we helped instead of conquering?" Ryan asked. "Precisely. It contradicts our understanding of Death World species." The Admiral's voice was flat. "I suspect it's merely a clever tactic." Zrekthar shifted uncomfortably. "Admiral, I've seen these humans risk their lives for our people. They may have fooled you, Commander," Krav interrupted. "But I am not so easily manipulated. These humans will be contained during the evacuation and studied further." Lisa stepped forward. "Admiral, before you decide our fate, I propose a demonstration." Krav's silver eyes narrowed. "What sort of demonstration?" "A joint training exercise. Your best soldiers and our team, working together in the damaged section of the station." "To what purpose?" "To show you why humans train the way we do, not for conquest, but for survival and to help others." The Admiral considered this. "Very well. It might be educational to observe your capabilities directly." 2 hours later, they gathered at the entrance to a damaged sector. 10 alien soldiers in advanced armor stood ready, led by a grim-faced officer. Lisa, Ryan, and 3 security officers from their ship represented Earth. "The task is simple," Lisa explained. "We must retrieve vital data cores from the central computer room. The route has multiple hazards: unstable gravity, temperature fluctuations, and structural damage." The alien officer looked confident. "My soldiers are the elite of the hegemony forces. They can handle any challenge." The exercise began. At first, the alien soldiers moved swiftly through the corridors. But as conditions worsened, gravity shifting from heavy to weightless, temperatures dropping below freezing, they began to struggle. One by one, they fell behind, exhausted by what humans considered moderate challenges. By the halfway point, only 2 alien soldiers remained with the human team. "How do you continue?" gasped one alien soldier as they paused to rest. Ryan smiled. "On Earth, we call this a light workout." Lisa explained as they moved. "Human special forces train in Arctic conditions, deserts, mountains, and underwater. They go days with minimal sleep and food. Not because we enjoy suffering, but because Earth teaches us to be ready for anything." Admiral Krav and Zrekthar watched the exercise on monitors. Krav's expression grew increasingly troubled. "These humans treat as routine what would kill most of our soldiers," he murmured. Suddenly, alarms blared again. A voice came over the communication system. "Structural failure in Section 12. All personnel evacuate immediately." This was no longer an exercise. A real emergency had erupted. Without hesitation, the human team changed direction, heading toward the danger rather than away from it. "Where are you going?" called the alien officer. "We must evacuate." Lisa looked back. "There are maintenance workers trapped in that section. We're going to help them." The remaining alien soldiers looked at each other, then followed the humans toward the crisis. On the monitor, Admiral Krav watched in silence. Then he turned to Zrekthar. "Perhaps," he said slowly, "I have misjudged these Death Worlders." 2 weeks after the space station crisis, Lisa stood before the full Galactic Hegemony Council on their capital world, Harmonious Prime. The Grand Council chamber was filled with representatives from all 7 species of the hegemony. The room had been adjusted to Earth normal conditions as a gesture of respect: stronger gravity, higher oxygen levels, and warmer temperature. Lisa noted how the alien representatives shifted uncomfortably in what humans considered perfectly normal conditions. Lisa wore her formal uniform. Ryan stood beside her, along with Daniel, who still moved carefully due to his healing ribs. Dr. Naravine sat with the Ellerin delegation, giving them an encouraging nod. At the center table sat the council leaders, High Commanders Rekthar, Admiral Krav, and 5 others Lisa had not met before. The oldest-looking alien, with skin like dried leaves, spoke first. "Captain Lisa Moore of Earth, we have reviewed the reports from the station incident. Your actions have challenged our understanding of Death World species." Lisa bowed slightly. "Thank you for this opportunity to speak. I hope to challenge more than just your understanding today." She activated a small device Ryan had prepared. A hologram appeared in the center of the chamber. "Earth, beautiful and blue. This is our home," Lisa said. "You call it a death world. We call it Earth. Yes, it has storms, earthquakes, extreme temperatures, and dangerous wildlife. But it also has this." A hologram changed to show children playing in a park, families having picnics, people helping rebuild homes after a flood. "Earth doesn't just create strong individuals," Lisa continued. "It teaches us to work together, to help each other through difficulties. The same adaptability that lets us survive harsh conditions also allows us to help others in crisis." Admiral Krav leaned forward. "Your physical capabilities remain concerning. 1 human soldier equals 5 of ours in strength and endurance. Your ability to withstand radiation, temperature extremes, and gravitational stress exceeds any species in the hegemony." "Those abilities saved lives on your station," Daniel pointed out. Krav nodded slowly. "Yes, that is undeniable." A blue-skinned counselor spoke up. "What do you propose, Captain? Your species cannot be ignored, but many still fear your potential." Lisa smiled. "I propose the Adaptive Alliance Treaty." Ryan activated another hologram, showing text in both human and alien languages. "This treaty would integrate Earth into galactic society, not as a threat, but as a resource," Lisa explained. "Human specialists would help establish emergency response teams throughout hegemony space. We would share our training methods for handling crisis." "And in return?" asked Zrekthar. "Access to galactic technology and knowledge, particularly environmental restoration tools to heal Earth's damaged ecosystems." The council members whispered among themselves. The leaf-skinned elder raised a hand for silence. "You ask us to see your Death World adaptations as beneficial rather than dangerous," he said, a significant shift in perspective. Dr. Naravine stood. "If I may speak, honored council. When granted permission," she continued, "my research suggests that controlled exposure to Earth-like conditions could benefit many of our species. We have grown too comfortable, too dependent on perfect environments." "You suggest we train on a death world?" asked a shocked counselor. "I suggest we learn from humans," Naravine replied. "Not to become like them, but to awaken our own dormant adaptability." High Commanders Rekthar, once their greatest opponent, stood. All eyes turned to him. When the station was hit, he said slowly, "I followed our crisis protocols. I was prepared to write off trapped crew members as acceptable losses. The human Daniel Clark instead risked his life to save them, aliens he had just met, who had imprisoned him." He looked directly at Lisa. "That is when I realized that the true measure of an advanced species is not just their technology or their physical abilities, but how they use those abilities." Admiral Krav nodded. "I witnessed their actions during the second emergency. They ran toward danger while my soldiers ran away. The leaf-skinned elder raised his hands. The council will vote on the Adaptive Alliance Treaty. All in favor. One by one, hands raised across the chamber. As the council adjourned, Zrekthar approached the humans. It appears we have much to learn from Earth. Lisa smiled. And we have much to learn from you. That's what exploration is all about, discovering new perspectives. Daniel looked around the grand chamber. So, when do we start teaching aliens how to climb mountains? 6 months after the treaty signing. Lisa stood on a ridge in the Rocky Mountains, watching the sunrise paint the peaks gold. The crisp morning air filled her lungs, and a light dusting of snow covered the ground. To her, it was a perfect spring morning. Behind her stood the newly built First Earth Training Center. The large facility blended with the mountain landscape, its design combining human and alien architecture. A blue and green flag bearing the new symbol of the Adaptive Alliance fluttered in the breeze. "Beautiful morning, Captain," said Ryan, joining her with 2 steaming cups of coffee. "Gets better every day," she replied, taking a cup. "How are our first students doing?" Ryan grinned. "Still adjusting. Half of them think our moderate hiking trail is an extreme endurance test." As if on cue, a group of alien trainees emerged from the center, led by Daniel. They wore Earth-style outdoor clothing, modified for their different body shapes. They moved cautiously on the slightly uneven ground, looking around nervously at the open sky and distant mountains. "Good morning, trainees," Lisa called cheerfully, ready for today's hike. The aliens exchanged nervous glances. One Valorian stepped forward. "We are prepared, Captain Moore. Though some of us are concerned about the weather forecast. A little rain never hurt anyone," Daniel said with a smile. "Water, falling from the sky, is considered safe here?" asked a blue-skinned Sorchan trainee. Lisa tried not to laugh. "Perfectly safe, and you'll find the forest quite beautiful in the rain." As Daniel led the group toward the trail, 2 familiar figures approached from the center. High Commanders Zrekthar and Admiral Krav had come to observe the first training session. "Your facility is impressive, Captain Moore," said Zrekthar, now wearing a simpler uniform than when they first met. "Though I must admit, even these mild conditions are challenging for us." "That's the point," Lisa replied. "Controlled challenge leads to adaptation." They watched as the trainees began their hike, moving slowly but steadily up the gentle slope. 3 months ago, they couldn't stand in Earth gravity for more than an hour, said Admiral Krav. "Now they're hiking in your mountains. The improvement is remarkable." "And not just physical," added Zrekthar. "Their problem-solving abilities and stress responses have improved significantly." Lisa nodded. "Earth teaches you to adapt or suffer. Most choose to adapt." They walked toward a viewpoint where Dr. Naravine was setting up monitoring equipment. The Elleran scientist had become the leading expert on cross-species adaptation and had moved permanently to Earth to continue her research. "The data is fascinating," she told them excitedly. Short-term exposure to Earth conditions is already triggering dormant genetic expressions in several species. Muscle density is increasing, lung capacity expanding, and stress hormone regulation improving. "And the emergency response teams?" Lisa asked. "The first joint human-alien team handled a space station power failure last week," said Krav. "They restored systems in half the time our previous teams would have required." A light rain began to fall. In the distance, they could see the trainees looking up at the sky in wonder and concern. "They'll be fine," said Daniel through the radio. "They're tougher than they look." As the rain increased, Lisa thought about how far they had come. 6 months ago, these same aliens had imprisoned them out of fear. Now they were allies, learning from each other. "You know," said Zrekthar, surprisingly comfortable in the light rain, "in ancient Valorian texts, there's a saying, 'The hardest path yields the strongest traveler.' We have a similar saying on Earth," Lisa replied. "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger." "An appropriate motto for a Death World species," said Krav with what appeared to be a smile. On the trail, One of the alien trainees had stopped, face turned upward, letting the rain fall on her skin. After a moment of hesitation, others joined her, experiencing rain for the first time, not as a danger but as part of life. "They're learning," said Neravine softly. Lisa nodded. "And so are we." The Earth Alliance Training Center's motto, carved in stone by the entrance, caught the morning light. From challenge comes strength. From diversity comes wisdom. The story of humanity's entry into the galactic community had only just begun.